Hey guys, welcome to another Complete Developer Raw, a live show with Will and BJ. Hey, there we are. Okay, I'm just making sure we're showing up on Facebook because it was a bit delayed there, a bit more delayed than normal. So yeah, that
I
is
think
fun,
uh, I think I'm a little bit delayed more than normal right now.
dude. No,
Because
no, you're about normal. It's that's just your
because
normal.
I just like went into Slack. I was like, oh, somebody sent me a message in Slack. No, it was you. You threw me off like putting that on before we started streaming. Like I've got a workflow here, man.
That's great, dude.
Yeah,
That is great.
that's awesome.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel
So I
smart.
I did remember to go into Slack and post that we are streaming. We are live. So I remembered. I've got a workflow. That's the one thing that I get it there and then I forget to do it. So
Yeah, folks, you need to write this day down because it's not going to happen often.
yeah, yeah. That's true. That's true. So hey Josh, um, let's see. Going on with me, I have been pretty much studying for finals. I mean, I got a couple other things I'm working on. Um, some stuff at church that I've been helping out with, and then finals. That's that's it. That and lots of hiking. There's a really cool trail right as you get into Murfreesboro. So probably about 15 minutes from my house. So I've been taking my dog and going in, and we'll do that 3 to 4 days a week. Just depends on the weather. Um, Midweek, like Tuesday through Thursday, we don't get to because there's so much going on during that time. But yeah. So what's going on with you?
I have been having um, so many meetings. We've been talking to a group of developers in Thailand, and
Hmm.
so I've had to get on early calls for that. Then there's the project that I'm working on, and we got a not Confluence, Jira. We got a Jira account, and like going through with the other developer and setting that stuff up. Man, that thing's got a lot of crap in there. Um, yeah, so I've had headphones on for like 4 hours today already. Um, and like I get like that sweat behind the earlobe that's just kind of gross when I wear these too long, and
Oh yeah,
it's just
yeah.
yeah, it's not a happy place for me. Other than that, I still have yet to finish the book. I was working on the last chapter of the draft last Friday night, and I just kind of realized I was pretty burnt out, and so I actually started screwing around with .NET Core and did that all weekend.
Yeah,
So I literally have to catch up because I played at coding too
yeah.
much.
I understand. .NET
Yeah.
Core is really cool once you start getting in there and start figuring stuff out.
Yeah, and I got, in Hibernate working. I got
Oh, good. I meant to get back to you on that. Sorry about that.
yeah, all the dependency injection stuff, working got, database migrations working, got all that stuff set up. The next thing is getting Vue
Hmm.
to work in there and be able to serve it up from inside the app. So that's
Hmm.
the next step of the game plan.
Cool. Hey, let's compare notes on it in Hibernate because I want to know how you got that working. See if it's better than the way I did it. So
I can send you the code that I used
yeah,
because
we'll
I
talk
don't
about that
remember.
later.
I've slept since then
Yeah. So
more than
guys,
once.
podcast wise, if you listen to our last episode, the top 5 LinkedIn mistakes, uh, you know that we're running a contest right now, and today is your last chance to be entered to win a LinkedIn makeover. The way to enter the contest is to be a $5 or more donor on Patreon. If you're already a donor, you can up your level. If you're already $5 or more, just up your level one more, um, and that will put you in to win. We will be drawing from the people. We got a few people entered. We'll be drawing from that next week sometime. And once we get in touch with that person, we're going to try to do a live session um, for all our $5 or higher donors, basically people in the Facebook group. And It's gonna be really cool. It's gonna be Amber's gonna come on again, and we're gonna do this live with Amber. And if we can get the winner on as well, we'll have them on and just have a good time. So go ahead and jump on that. Even if you guys don't win, you will get to see and participate in that live session. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So let's just go ahead and jump on in. Oh wait, before we get to our questions, Josh says, "What's up? I got an 8 o'clock deployment tonight for 3 tickets. Fun times. Yeah,
Ooh.
fun times." And then Glenn Miller, hello guys. So hey, all right, let's go ahead and jump into our first question.
So the first question is, how do you know a developer is past their prime? It's always nice to say stuff with lots of P, so it pops in the pop filter.
The
Beach
pop
really
filter.
likes that sound.
Hey, you know what? I'm not recording this, so we're good.
Yeah. This is a hard one. And the reason is that most of the time, the technology that developer used before is still out there. And it usually outlives the developer. So that's a little bit tricky. Now, as far as, okay, this is past the point where they can continue to learn effectively, you can usually tell that because they aren't learning anything new.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's your prime, is when you can continue moving forward and you continue picking up new stuff. So I don't know exactly how to
No,
answer that one
I
really.
think that's a really good answer. I got all these questions from Cora tonight, just because, well, I was in a bit of a hurry. um, so next question: what is one thing that all programmers can agree on?
That they
And
agree on nothing.
I know I know one thing. I know one thing that all programmers can agree on. Whiteboard interviews are terrible.
Yeah.
Which is why Will's writing a book about it. See, I put this question in here so we could promote your book.
Nice.
No, seriously, what do you think? Like, jokes aside, what do you think that one thing that all programmers can agree on?
They can agree that your greatest value isn't typing.
Yeah,
So another question, what you drinking there?
water.
Oh yeah. I got spicy water.
All right, moving on to the third question.
What are the pros and cons of the no code movement? Um, well, actually, they're the same thing, and it's right there in the label, no code. It has all the pros of not having to deal with code. It has all the cons of not having the control to be able to deal with code.
Yeah.
It's just how it works. It is nice that a lot of that stuff can scale. You don't have to deal with the underlying infrastructure. I know like 15 years ago, if you wanted to set up a startup, you actually had to set up servers and had to go through all that junk.
Mm-hmm.
And now you don't. And that's pretty nice compared to, back in the day where it was a real pain just to get web servers out there. So that is a pro of it. Now, a con of it is that it's going to be more expensive than just standing up your own server, or setting up like a DigitalOcean droplet or something like that, because somebody is handling that infrastructure. And there's kind of there's a margin compression on renting hardware, and so like they don't really make a lot when they rent that hardware out,
Mm-hmm.
and so they can't really get it a whole lot cheaper than you can. And as a result, you're going to be paying more for their time, and you're going to see that bump in the cost. I still think that is probably a better way to stand up a new business nowadays, because you can at least see if it's viable before you actually have to buy hardware and or rent hardware or do anything like that. It's really good for getting quick feedback on something.
That makes a lot of sense. For I want to say minimum viable product, but for getting something out to market for sure. Goes well with the serverless.
Well, I mean, I've got a friend that completely set up a business using Zapier hooks, and I think it was like Google Forms and something else. I forget what the other tool was, and he had to write just like a little sliver of Node code for like where one of those webhooks would call into,
Yeah,
and that was it.
cool.
And like he stood up a business in a weekend,
That wish I
like
had
before a
ideas like that.
conference.
Huh?
Yeah,
I wish I could have ideas like that. Oh man, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. So, guys, like I said, our last episode was LinkedIn mistakes, and in that we announced uh, a contest. You still have time to go and get in on that. We'll leave that. Well, you could become a patron at any point in time, but we will not be doing a cutoff for the contest until the end of the day today. So, um, coming up next week, we have a really cool episode about Vets Who Code. Now, that is a reintegration solution. Well, I said it much better in the episode. For veterans that believe in the principle of to teach a man to fish to better prepare early stage transitioning veterans for returning to the workforce. A lot of veterans are not homeless, but are or underemployed. Some have a deep desire to be independent business owners, and their skill sets are desperately needed to enhance local economies and drive innovations. Vets Who Code serves as a launch pad for our veterans and military spouses. We brought on Jerome Hardaway, founder of Vets Who Code, and Jacob Oakley, one of the successful graduates of the program, to talk to us about how they are helping the men and women who served in the U.S. military. It was a really interesting episode. Jerome is a talker, and I know if my computer had not crashed, I probably would have been on there talking with you guys for hours afterwards.
yeah. He and I talked for at least an hour after the podcast was done.
Yeah.
So,
and Jacob's a really cool guy too, but he is not the level of talker that Jerome is.
yeah.
And you guys will definitely hear that in the episode. These are two really great guys. We had a lot of fun recording with them. I think what they're doing is really awesome, and it's just, they had Launchpad in the thing, and we do developer Launchpad, so I liked that too.
Nice.
All right, so we're gonna hop off here. We've got we went a little bit short on the live because we're recording 2 episodes tonight. Trying to catch back up from both of us being out some and get ahead for I think was it the first week of May or something where we're going to be out. So just sort of trying to get all that ready and going. So we're going to jump off and we will talk to you guys later.